My name is Nikki Tate, and I wrote a book called Fallout, which is set in the world of slam poetry.
You came back to me 3 years later, 3 years after forest fire dissolved into ember, after floodwaters receded, after picking out the stitches that embroidered your name into my skin. You showed up at my door with a gift in one hand and a confession in the other, and I still can't tell which one is which.
I love slam because it's intense, it's immediate, and it's honest, and it's raw. And my main character is going through a really tough time, and I thought this was the perfect way for her to express herself and work through the misery that she's experiencing after a really devastating experience in her family. So the book is about a girl whose younger sister commits suicide, and she works through the pain in the aftermath of that event through competing in slam poetry competitions. Everybody knows if you're going to do a reasonable job at a competition, you've got to practice. And so this little reading I'll do now is of the main character practicing in her bathroom as she prepares for the next round of an intense competition. I practice in front of my bathroom mirror. A mop handle is my mic. Even though I work every day this week, I'm squeezing rehearsal time into every spare minute. I can't afford to stumble over a line at the next slam. In the mirror, I'm awkward and clumsy. I move my hands in time with the opening line of the hospital poem. A sweep of one arm shows my family gathered at the emergency room. Hannah's family? We nod, a family of bobbleheads. What about Hannah? Daughter, sister, child. Where is she? What happened? We are herded into the quiet room, lambs to the slaughter. Where is she? What happened? Nurses, doctor, priest, they fill in the gaps as best as they can. Each piece of information. She was hit in a crosswalk, balanced by more questions. Was she alone? Was the driver drunk? How badly hurt? The answers, an avalanche of agonies. Alone, she was alone. Bus driver, devastated. Your daughter so far beyond hurt, no treatment possible. We did everything we could. A bus is no match for a determined child. They throw questions back. Was she depressed? Did she talk about hurting herself? My mother shouting, "Charge the driver!" They reply a question. Was there a note? My mother asking, did Hannah have her crutches? As if crutches could beat back a bus. Someone mentions the bottle of Smirnoff, how the thin skin of the paper bag must have saved it. This seems as incredible as the idea that Hannah's skin could not hold her together. When can we see her? My father's hand touching my mother's shoulder sagging beneath its weight. The pastor offers solace. A doctor offers Ativan. Dad signs here, initials there. My father's legs carry him from the room to identify her body. To identify her body. Though it's much too late, my mother pleads, please let her be okay. Please, God, let her be okay. Fistfuls of tissue wedged against a river of tears so wide and so deep, we still have not reached the other side.
I grew 8 feet overnight. Yeah, my spine arrived late in the mail. My mind was once spotted and rotted, now sleeps in the skies. His love is too fleeting. His language is weak. His promise is shrunken, sunken, and meek. This is my big fat life. This is my beating heart. This is my goddamn right to leave him flimsy in the dark.
I'm standing out here on Broad Street in Victoria, where we've just spent a fantastic evening listening to young poets in a slam poetry competition. The great news is slam poetry happens everywhere, and if it's not happening in your town yet, make one happen. Get a group of people together and just start telling your story, because nobody can tell a story better than you can.